Let's get this bread. Okay, hello. I'm Joel Booker Joko. I said my last name for the first time on this channel. What? That's crazy. Anyway, probably butchered it on purpose. Anyway, I'm gonna need to move this over a bit because it is right in the way. So animation is what I'm doing today. It is something that I have learned before. It is the rotoscoping project that I'm currently working on and have been working on for about a week, which isn't a lot, technically. Wow, this is right in front of everywhere that I need to move my hands to, so that doesn't help. But it is necessary for me to speak to all of you who are not on currently, because I just decided to start this impromptu. I might do this every single time I work on this animation, just because I like the idea of speaking to people while I do my work so that I'm not just alone. Like I said sometime before, that animation is a fairly lonely process, so at least working on it, having other people around is kind of somewhat helpful. The last thing I was doing with this animation was in Photoshop, essentially doing like direct. I gotta turn it down to my speakers because it's very loud and I can barely hear myself think. Don't want to do that. What I was doing in Photoshop was essentially like hand-drawn animation. And so this time I'm going to be doing well, not that, obviously. I'm going to be still doing the rotoscope frame-by-frame idea, but I will be doing it through what I hope would be a simpler means. I'm essentially, the first couple, episodes of this, the first couple parts of this would essentially be me testing things out to see what is a viable option and what is a good option to continue this project with. It's obviously not supposed to be done to look super amazing from the very beginning. If it does, that's good, but it's not supposed to. I mean, it technically is supposed to, because I wouldn't want my thing to look like a complete mess. But it is still supposed to be a work in progress as I'm working on it. So yeah, I immediately noticed one of the major benefits of doing this. Well, you can tell that I have a whole bunch of stuff on that you could see on my screen. One of the benefits of doing this the way that I currently am, with essentially rotoscoping with 2D vector animation, is the fact that it does give me the ability to see the minute changes in the subject's actions. I was going to say my actions. Oh no, now you can see my technically not actually real version of my face, because I anyway, you can see the minute details of the subject's actions, and the reason why I say subject instead of just myself is the fact that it would just be really weird to refer to myself. It's already uncomfortable to like mention that it is me or be using my own like actions, my own dancing, my own attempt to make something cool out of dancing. I don't need the added embarrassment of constantly having to refer to myself in the first person or second person or third person. So in a non-personal person is best for me. But yeah, it gives me the ability to move based off of the minute details of the minute details of the actions of the subject, which isn't that easy for me to do while I am in hand-drawn animation mode, primarily because I'm kind of bad with keeping my drawing hand like steady and everything. There's still a lot that I need to learn to be able to like really steady it. I also do not have the time as I'm working on this to be able to go back over each like frame and redraw and redraw and redraw. Essentially, I need each episode done within the week. Hopefully I'll be able to get to a point where I can do 2 episodes a week. Well, not 2 episodes, 2 videos, 2 parts of the videos done each week. But that may occur a lot later, once I get more comfortable with what I'm doing. But for right now, it's just 1 thing a week. There we go. And, oh, no, don't do that, please. No! Ah. There we go. You're currently active. I need you to be, like, inactive. So I can move this over a bit. In fact, actually, I need you to be active so I can move this over a bit. Yeah, animating everything the way that I am is kind of weird, but I am actually kind of enjoying it. Yeah, I am actually enjoying it, so it doesn't make it nearly as problematic as it could be. I have noticed that the way that I'm doing this currently, the vector-based animation in Rotodanco style, which is a heavily inefficient way of doing it, I will gladly admit that, but the way that I'm currently doing it, what else was I going to say about it? It is certainly slower. I think it would take me a minute to get through each, no, maybe a minute or 2 to get through each frame of this. This is what I have done so far, which I could easily just, let's see, go all the way down here, let's go out, and yeah, that. Certainly looks weird, as I feel as if it doesn't need to be, like, stated, because it's kind of obvious. But it's at least getting somewhere. It's at least moving. I'm at least making something move, and it's not just a still object. Hopefully with this, it's mostly about practice. It's like almost 100% about just practicing and making sure that I can at least do this well. Just get it in under my fingers, like how to do this correctly. And of course, I'm starting in a way that makes it seem like you're definitely not doing it correctly, but it's part of the process for me now is that I want to at least start somewhere with something decently passable, I guess. I want to at least start somewhere, even if it means I have to start really bad, like really not where I should be. But yeah, I really don't like the fact that I have to go all the way down there just to mess with the thing that's right here. But I guess it's the way that the cookie crumbles. It's the way that this works. I guess it also doesn't help that each and every frame there is going to be a slight deviation in size and just of things that shouldn't be changing sizes, and that's because I am still trying to refine each frame and trying to refine it along the frames. By the way, I do not have the channel thing up, so I really would. So if there were any, I do have OBS and I do have my After Effects control side. Whoops, I've just changed its shape. It will probably screw everything up. No. In fact, I should probably put this in studio mode so that, because I like studio mode, especially when I'm doing streaming stuff. But yeah, I'm streaming this because I don't think I'm going to really get this done in time. I've only done like one. I've barely even done a second, which, I mean, that's par for the course. Barely even doing a second in like a day is pretty standard. It seems like it's standard. I really should not be like acting as if, oh yeah, I'm totally like the animator who knows all about the life of being an animator and everything. It's like, no, I am still very much a pleb in the world of animation, as I like to call myself. Some people may say, that's not fair, but like what else would you call me? Nope, that's the wrong. That's literally the wrong number. Oh no, I just realized. I'm gonna have to flatten this in a way that doesn't flatten everything else. But if I do, it's gonna mess everything up. Actually, I mean, this is helpful for another project that I've been working on. Well, haven't worked on in like a year or two. Well, a year, obviously. Actually, a year, just because it started last year. I haven't been working on it for various reasons, but majorly include the fact that I was well in over my head. But hopefully by doing this, seeing all the possible mistakes I could make, and learning from it and everything, that it will make me better for whenever I do something more official. Yeah. Yeah. There is also other project type thing that I probably wanted to do later today, but I don't believe. Well, actually, it was related to something that I was planning on doing later this week. I just don't think I'll actually be doing it because. There are all these minute details and movements that the subject does that like I'm just not paying attention to. So I really need to pay a lot more attention to all these like tiny little details. I mean, I guess I don't, but would I really be doing my job if I wasn't paying attention to tiny minute details? Maybe not. Maybe. Most likely. When I'm over, let me see, when I'm over this, I can't tell where they're sort of, who overlaps above who. Okay, so clearly this one, which is good because it should actually be overlapping since it is the one that would be closer to the camera, therefore on top. If only. So what I really would like is if you could change or switch the order of these without having to do any 3D motion, switching everything to 3D motion. I realize the issue with having notifications on. I'm going to actually shut off focus alarms only. Yeah, I'm going to turn my notifications off because it's like, yeah, you can clearly see I have a doctor's appointment like right now. Not right now, or else that would be a really big problem. But like, you can clearly say I have a doctor's appointment later, and that's just awkward. This looks good enough. Except for this, of course. Except for this one tiny thing that's not exactly right. Oh, how dare I? How dare I think it's perfect, or enough, good enough. What's this thing you call good enough? Okay. Man. That's gonna be very weird to animate, because it's a slight move of the... Which, yes, goes like that, but if for the most part, it is just one slight move of the arms to the side. And so it's... which I guess is good for... good for... oops. You. Oh, wait, no, bad. There we go. I'm gonna shrink you down. Move you over a bit. Move the end of you over a bit. No, not like that. What did I just do? Okay, anyway, move you over just a bit. Clearly, the subject has quite long of arms. This would definitely be a lot easier if I decided to just keep everything in one mesh on one thing, but the reason why I cut it into separate pieces is to make it easier for me to not have to deal with what happens if the arm has to go over the torso or over the legs, and they're going to like layer on top of each other, which means that the center of it would go invisible, because that's what happens when those types of objects go on top of each other. They tend to just decide to layer on top of each other. They like, if they go over, like, on top of themselves, what happens is that they end up just sort of masking themselves, and that's not really something you'd want to have happen. I mean, for one, it looks kind of weird to have something just start disappearing on itself. But the other thing is, I mean, it just doesn't look that good. Unless that's what you're going for, then yeah. Oh no. Oh no. No. Not like this. No. Oh no. No. Wait. Okay. Let me see this. Path. So something that I'm changing. Something I am changing is not so okay. What is going on? 'Cause let's see. I noticed it initially at some point, but I just sort of didn't really pay much attention to it, which is never a good thing to do. Okay, the path is clearly changing throughout that time. The path is changing. I figured it out. Oh my goodness. That's what it is. Okay. So, what I have just done is move the legs not through their path, but through their position. Meaning that I need to also include their position changes in all the movement and all the movement. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna include that. And the reason why every single keyframe for every single layer is like that is because it's because I know there's going to be slight changes for each thing. There might be a point where there's going to be slight changes for each thing. That doesn't include all of the keyframes. Well, let's see. Actually, what I could do is just change everything to change all the keyframes to what's the word? To whatever there's the hold keyframes, the hold frames. It's just I don't know why I'm not doing that, actually. I feel as if there's a part of me that's just like, no, that's dumb. Why would you do this, Joel? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's like, no, seriously, what is wrong with you? Why are you not doing that? Yeah. This is an incredibly inefficient. Like, the most inefficient way I could possibly do this. I know how to do it better, but I'm intentionally doing it wrong. That's okay. What did I get? What am I getting from this? Well, it's too late. It's too late to fix this now, so let's continue and drive through it. I have also kind of messed myself up a bit with the fact that since it is a rotoscoping project, it does mean that I am not allowed to use vector-based keyframes. I have to do one keyframe a second, which actually I guess I could do vector-based movement and everything. It's just it would just mean that I'd have to go back through it and be like, okay, where is this vector not working out correctly? I mean, I guess 50% of animation is just rotoscoping. It's the 50% that nobody wants to do, but somebody has to do anyway. But this is wildly inefficient. The way that I'm doing it, at least. I'm probably going to say more about that. So, sorry if it's already become kind of tiring. For those who are probably going to be watching this later, if at all. Because, I don't know. Maybe nobody watches this. Maybe nobody watches it at all. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be too concerned about. I don't have, some major channel that is gonna... I wouldn't feel that bad about it. 6 people. And, 6 people with their own lives that they have to take care of and deal with, and there's just not enough time in the day. Timing is also really bad, because this is probably while everybody's working. I mean, my dad is literally in the next room, working on his own. his own work, obviously. Most of the time when I'm doing these things, I want to do some form of preemptive FAQ, so frequently advanced. Just because I feel as if there are a lot of things that I would probably be confused by in what I'm doing if I didn't know what I was doing. Like, if I could just, like, come on a stream or something or, like, decide to watch a YouTube video, and it was like, oh, hey, this guy is doing this thing. What is he doing, why, and how? The how or why? I don't know. I guess just thinking about it has already made me lose my train of thought, so that's good. That's totally not the worst. 5. And actually, I think there is a benefit. Now that I think about it, there is a slight benefit to it. And it's actually something I had thought about before. The fact that so there are obviously going to be quite a few motions that are going to be repeated. And that would also mean that there's some let's see, I'm gonna move you up a bit. And so that's obviously going to mean that some keyframes might get reused. I wouldn't really know until at a later point, but for now, keyframes that are getting used are just one on their own currently. So it's also weird that I realize I'm now really leaning forward in this. The subject of this animation is leaning forward. And I think now I was going to say something kind of cynical. Probably wouldn't be that smart. Although something else that I've noticed is that initially when I was making this this character model, I knew that the legs were going to be really long. Really ridiculously long. But I was like, I'm fine with this, especially because the size of the character. This is based off of my, like, you see it on my channel, the character that I have. It's based off of, like, my profile motif all over the place. But he is a tall boy with kind of a thin stature, but like most of him is legs. So which I guess is good on me for exaggeration, because who doesn't love some exaggerated exaggerated features? But maybe not in that, but it kind of, I'm sure it's a bit too much for this. Sorry, I'm moving around a lot. I am a mover. I am a shaker. I am not a mover shaker. Mover and shaker. Mover shaker. Anyway, I do like looking at these the sort of look okay. I do like seeing each frame and how each thing moves. Like, it is quite ridiculous to see that all of this is how it's moving. And actually, what's kind of interesting is that I realized that the center of mass for this character is sort of starting to slide off the center because of how I'm animating. I'm half animating the position. I'm doing some movement of the position, but then some movement of the path itself, which means that the path would be moving off kilter from the position. So at some point, the position is going to be entirely off. The central position is just not even going to matter. It's going to be like the rest of the body is like, what are you doing over there? How you doing? Position, the object, position, calculations, equations, info, stuff, metadata. That kind of messed me up a bit. I am kind of frustrated about how far away I have to make that move. Oh. I guess another preemptive idea or question that I'm sure could be asked is why I'm using a lot of different songs that would probably get this thing copyright claimed, not struck. But because I'm not currently at a point with all this where it would make as much of a difference. It's really good for this point right now. The fact that I can now tell both of these to include their rotation. And go back through and say, don't forget where your rotation was on all of these. I might regret not continuing to go back, because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is totally going to be fine turns out it's not at all fine, and I've just screwed myself over. But yeah, seriously, don't forget your rotation, because what this means is that I can now take both of these and rotate them just a bit, like so. Which is obviously not how legs go, how legs rotate. But I'm the one who's animating here, listen. Listen here. Oh, well, I guess there's one bad downside to this. Let me, actually activate this so that I can easily do it right here. Oh, wait, now. Boom. Nope. Okay, there's... Oh, it's because I need to turn this on so that when I hit this, I can then do that. Lovely thing right there. Oops, that was not what I intended to have happened. No! Now they're connected in a way I don't like. Well, they're corresponding is the word. I should probably begin. Oh. My, fun. My thing just suddenly switched to Chinese, which, was not intentional. I'm gonna see how it's going so far. Just cause I wanna... Oh, you got a nice bounce. Or of course, like the arms are like just really not staying in any sort of fashion that looks anything normal or natural. Your arm doesn't just suddenly start to shrink as you continue moving. Actually, that would be kind of terrifying if it did. Well, I might want to pause this here and continue. When you think that you lost all, or maybe yes, this is actually a good example of where this would be really bad if I had kept it all in one. And it would probably be kind of annoying, probably equally as annoying if I had kept it all in one. But let me show this. So this can easily, oh boy, that's not what an arm is supposed to do. This can clearly go over the rest of the rest of this like that. And oh, I guess, well, okay, so that is what I do not want to have happen. But in certain situations, it would easily just do that. It looks weird, and it just sort of messes with the shape itself, and you wouldn't really want that. Let me turn you back over there, and pull you back in, pull you further in, including that. In fact, this is going to be another slight shift in, like, the entire motion of the character, but let's move this over there now. And move you this way as well, so that it looks more natural, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. Of course, I am going to shift the entire body over like this. I'm sure I could get away with that. Only people who'd actually know is people who ever take a look at this. They would know that I decided to shortcut through an entire one of these, which, I mean, is kind of fine. But I'm sure some people would be like, oh, how dare you do shortcuts? It's like, no, that's kind of necessary. You kind of need to actually use shortcuts if you're working on animation, or else you're gonna spend a lot longer than you need to, like I am currently doing. Let me shift you over just a bit, which I could do with the position info over on the other screen, but I kind of am fine with doing it this way. I don't really want to stop now, because sure there's still a lot I want to do, but I do actually have an appointment to get to, as you would probably have seen earlier in the stream, and I really wish I had paid attention to that beforehand. Oh well. But this is what I have here so far. Let me tell it to fit there, do that, and now it is fully 24 frames per second. It is that. And if I were to do a ridiculous thing called including motion blur, right, to everything, so I can, that's not motion blur. That is motion blur. Which, we just remove motion blur. Thankfully it has all the data from, it has cached all of the data before it added motion blur. My legs are really messing up. but that is fine, because they are my legs. There was something else I was going to do. Oh yeah, so this would be what would be the end product. This is what would be the end product after I finish this part. I have added on here a change to color effect so that it would change to the color of the character, of what the character is supposed to be colored. Purple. Which is... So, when I finish this, I would make sure to go over here and have this composition, or, yeah, this composition rendered instead of this composition. Anyway. Yeah, this composition instead of the other one. So, yeah. I realized this sort of impromptu thing just didn't leave me with a lot of time to prepare myself for such a project as this, but it's fine, I guess. I don't really have to worry too much about that. Hopefully, though, I can do this more. Like, I would actually like to do this. I'm actually kind of surprised, because I know I can definitely say that a while ago, not even that short of a time ago, I would definitely not have been able to do this, like, record myself working on this. I would have been way too stressed, way too uncomfortable. It's like, this is a level of what's the word? It's not exactly transparency, but yeah, a level of vulnerability, I guess, that like is difficult. Especially, for somebody who, well, I will go into that right now, but I see you can clearly see where sorry, I'm messing with the mic. You can clearly see where each piece overlaps, and I actually think that's because I have this on. No, it's about the same. Oh, so I don't know what that is. Yeah. It'd be cool to do more of this. And hopefully it's actually interesting and engaging to people, if they've ever been interested in, like, at least knowing something about animation. Because I can tell you that this is not really how you're technically... it's not the most efficient, effective, or, like, realistically any, like, majorly good way to do, like, animation. Especially the more, like, flowing animation, rather than what people would like to call, what's the word? Essentially PowerPoint slides type of animation. But but it is... But even that is probably more efficient than this. So, I'm essentially doing most of the work that the computer should be doing in this, currently. And that's kind of like the major issue for this. So, I think that's all for this stream. I'll probably just set it public as soon as I'm done with this, and then send it out? No, yeah, set it public, and then maybe later I'll put in a video. I'll try and at least finish a video of the speed art for this. It'll probably be on a later date, not tomorrow, because tomorrow would be when I'd want to actually send this next animation out. Get that published. So, yeah, thank you for watching, if you have watched. Obviously, probably not people who, thank you for watching, for those who end up watching this, and I hope that you all have a good day.